Brothers and sisters, my generals, remember, we are now generals. And I thank those that have been riding along. Salute, brother or sister, young or old, whether you view or not. If you stop in for a few seconds or the whole thing, if you inspired by anything I say or do on this channel, please, I beg you, take that positive energy and pass it on to those in our circle, whether far or near. And I honor thy ancestors and current subscribers and new subscribers. I honor you too, because you took the time out of your day to listen to a brother. And I appreciate that, because there are many great brothers and sisters out here. You always got to be appreciative of that. Never just make it all about oneself, because that's what will make you healthy, mind, body, and soul. And you'll be able to see, hear, and feel and cleanse out that psyche. The 7 senses I always talk about. And like I said, I honor thy ancestors, the real ancestors who were generals, brother or sister. They got many of us in the place and the state that we're in. And I'm going to place that gold right over our families, far and near. Melanated brothers and sisters, man, may all of our families prosper and everything we touch turn to gold. And those we held dear in our family, especially if they were righteous. But those that struggle, we hold a place in our heart for them too. But can't help those that don't want to help themselves. If they're healthy and they know better and they're able. But those we held dear that may have transitioned, that we held dear in our family that were righteous, may they rest in peace and in power. And that's in our families, outside our families. Anyone of melanation that we were connected to, that we held dear, may they rest in peace and in power. Because the more we go on these levels, the higher up we get, brothers and sisters. You already know. You get serious. It gets real at some point. It just depends on the individual, brother or sister, young or old, able-bodied person. It always depends on how we feel about oneself deep within. Because that's where you'll win. That's where you'll have those hardest battles. I said this once before, but as we all know, many of us that are there, that are awakening and not just saying it, the most hardest battles in your life will be psychological, because you cannot begin to fight these wars on the outside if you don't have that shit conquered within. I'm telling you, when you know. So if you've been through those struggles, been through those woulda, coulda, shouldas, I always talk about, exactly what I'm saying, and other reachers and teachers out here. Salute, because we are what? Generals, brothers and sisters, young and old, and in our families, because we got young brothers and sisters that's generals out here. So, like I said, you got to be in those circles to see it. So let's get right on into it. And I'm fired up, because when you get up in levels, and that can be spiritual, righteous spirituality, or age, when you become wise and you don't give a damn about toxicity and stupid, ignorant shit. When you finally get to that point, your spirit, one thing about a righteous spirit in a brother or sister, young or old, as we all know, our spirit doesn't lie. It doesn't lie, especially when you see something that that's not right and dark. And what leads me to, as you see on my title here, parasitic profiles. Be aware. I'm gonna say it again. Parasitic profiles. Please be aware. And parasitic profiles, and we all know what parasitic mean, right? I did a podcast a few days ago talking about parasites, and kind of symbolically and also physically. Parasites can come in many forms, kind of like the devil, but we have to kind of be scientific about it. Use those tools that great divine has give us, because those who are there are seriously awakened, divine and or chosen to the pit, to the bottom of our soul. We know that we are living in a parasitic world. And as I heard a brother say, today, sometimes it's irritating. It irritates your soul. But of course, those that have been generals and been reaching and teaching and have been following that great divine all our lives. Well, when we finally awoken, depending on when we finally awaken or we woke, we always have followed that righteous spirit. So, but we don't let everything get to us. Those who are awakened and have been on this road for a while. We know how to be unbothered. But sometimes you got to bring that general out in us. Sometimes we got to be a little aggressive and fight these bad energies and parasitic profiles and these parasites that's in this world, social media. Sometimes we got to get a little aggressive and let that devil know that we ain't fucking playing. Real talk. Because we ain't punks out here. Real talk. And I'm not coming off like I'm this big, tough, bad, hard gangster dude. You know, when you true to oneself, all that shit don't matter. Ego and all that shit. No, it's about speaking one's truth. And it's brother or sister, young or old, and in our families. You know, it's about being true to oneself, not about being hard and no gangster. Now, I'm saying that to say how I came to this title about parasitic profiles. Be aware. Now, I was on Twitter today. You know, as I've said in the past podcasts, I don't do social media a lot. I don't have a TikTok account. I do have a Twitter account. I do have an Instagram account and a Facebook, but I don't be on there a lot. And you can go and you can check it out. You know, EBX, this eBrother Cares, or Brother X Cares, Brother X Cares on Facebook. You can go in there. You will see the last time I posted. Twitter is EBXCARES also at EBXCARES at EBX Spellbreaker. But in Twitter, you know, I don't be on Twitter a lot too, because Twitter is becoming porn Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get to that. And when I first started was probably around 2014 when I finally got a Twitter account. And you got to remember, that was 2014 and where we are now. So my mind frame was a little different, but I've always still kind of held those boundaries, always been positive. But I can admittedly say, I can honestly say that I wasn't really there and I wasn't paying attention to things and who I was following and stuff like that. And the reason why I say parasitic profiles, because these parasites out here that don't mean well and just don't have no fucking life and trying to, let me see, how can I put it? Trying to infect those who are righteous on social media and mean well. And a lot of us deal with this kind of shit, especially those with big platforms, because you got righteous brothers and sisters that got big platforms and not looking, you know, to get money to use people or nothing. Like, you got brothers and sisters out there. I'm connected to them, you know. So I'm not talking about y'all. I mean, well, you know, I know what y'all go through, like big platforms that got huge, you know, numbers of people and stuff. I can imagine what you go through, because, you know, I don't have a big subscribers or nothing, but, you know, the more people you begin to know and link up with, and more entities that, unfortunately, that we be connected to that we don't know about, you begin to see it, especially when you're aware and you have a heightened sense of awareness. You begin to see things. And when you meditate a lot, and it's brother, sister, young or old, in our families, that's why it's good to meditate and study things. You know, study your platforms, you know, whether it's Twitter or TikTok or, you know, Facebook. Just go through your friend list, especially if you haven't checked it in a while. So this is what I did when I went on Twitter. And I've talked about this before. And I talked about toxic entities on Twitter. And I went through my following list, people I was following. And I went through there. I was like, what the fuck? Why am I following it? It's like, who the fuck am I following? Why am I following these people? So I went through there and I unfollowed a whole lot of people that I don't know why the fuck I was following them or how because you got to filter your shit out. And another thing I've learned is that entities will follow you with their profile, or you will be, because I'm always looking for something positive, and I usually look at the description. If you say something positive, you ain't got no bullshit or nasty shit on your profile, I'll follow you, you know. But people are tricky. Parasites, those who are evil, you know, are tricky. And what they'll do, if you happen to follow them or they follow you, they give you a different profile pic, and certain things don't be on their page. And then you go back on there later and it's revealed and you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this shit? So that's what I experienced. And I went through, it probably took me almost an hour to filter through all the people that was following me. I was following. I went through there. For one, we are not fucking followers. We are leaders and teachers. That's why I'm adamant about that. We are not fucking followers. If we don't be a follower, we won't run into shit like that, real talk. But this, like I said, a lot of these followings were way back in 2014, and I don't even remember some of these people. Don't even know some of these entities. That's what they are, entities, you know. So I went through there and filtered it and went back on some of the accounts, and it was ridiculous. Some of this shit I saw, I was like, what the fuck? So I'm letting those know that I ain't into no dark shit. I ain't into no fucked up shit. So I just want to just let that be known. You know, I love my sisters. You know, I have a significant other, which is a sister, and I have family. So I'm not with no nasty shit. I ain't with no porn. None of that dark, evil shit. Because when one becomes compromised, we not only affect ourselves, we also affect those in our circle. So I just had to speak on this, and that's why I had this on my banner. Because you have to, this banner, all those, I mean, we all seen the movie Matrix and all that, but just look at those numbers on my banner. That's when I see those numbers that I have here on my banner, that's what it's like as having parasites out here. It's like trillions and billions of freaking parasites. That's what it looked like, all these numbers on here. So that's what I think of when I think of all these evil entities out here that's on social media just trying to suck from people. Real talk, like a fucking mosquito. So I'm just saying, you know, parasitic profiles, please beware, be aware. And I'm saying that to tell those that are connected to social media platforms to warn them. Check your friend list, check your following list. Beware of little things, because you don't want your name attached to dark, nasty, evil ass shit. Real talk. So I just wanted to put that warning out there. But also at the same time, the reason why I came up with parasitic profiles, beware. Also, I'm telling those entities out there, beware, because I ain't playing no fucking games. I'm about the truth. This is not a game to me. I don't even like that word game. So don't come trying to follow me with that bullshit, you know, that nasty shit, porn shit. And let's make it clear, I like sisters, but I got a sister. I got a significant other. I just mean in general. I have a sister that I love. You know, we done been through some things, and she loved me. You know, I done made mistakes. She done made mistakes. And it's some things that she probably did that if I told some people, they'd be like, man, what you doing with her? But no, like what I always say, in this brother or sister, when we are in relationships or friendships, or we get to know somebody, they do certain things, study them and figure them out. See why they behave the way they behave. And once you can begin to understand them, and they do want to be helped and they are listening, we can grow from that and don't be stuck in what they have. Because remember, we all have came through some kind of conditioning. So that's why we have to at least give the effort and try to help our significant other, whether it's brother or sister. So again, not trying to act like I'm this big tough guy and I'm this big gangster hard dude, but I have reached a point in my life and I've conquered a lot of beasts, as well as many of us have. Brothers and sisters out there, my generals, salute. Those are my family, you know, my brother, my sister, you know, my children. A lot of us have been through too much shit to, you know, finally get to a space and let one wrong impulse, as I talk about, or some stupid, especially on this social media shit, in the world in general, but this social media shit, to let it fuck up everything that we have fought for and peace that we have been fighting to get to. Because to get to a success state of mind is not easy for some of us. It wasn't me. I always kind of reiterate that. It can be a very, very challenging and hard process. So that's why we have to stay away from dark shit. I mean, unless that's what you like, you know, and if you do, stay the fuck away from those who mean well and trying to lift. We didn't seen a lot. You know, I done heard some stories from some great brothers and sisters out here. Some amazing and some kind of scary. And I'm telling you, some of us, we should be in a damn crazy house. The shit we have seen and been through, especially those that's been on this planet for a while, have put in some decades. So those that are wise and real to the pit of their soul, brother or sister, and they have put time in on this planet, and I mean that mean well now, and that you know that's connected, and however they come out, but they real from the soul, those are the ones we need to be connected to. So I don't want my name attached to no bullshit. Or I heard a brother say this, a platform I listen to, and I've been listening to for a while, and I still do today. And I could say a lot of platforms I listen to. I love my brothers and sisters, my family, my children, my significant other. I keep love in my soul, amongst the challenges and, like I say, the human errors that we will make in this human body. But one human error that we can control is our impulses. When we study them, pay attention to them. So again, like I said a few minutes ago, go through your friend list, whatever, all of them, whatever. It was Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, any other outlet. Just keep an eye on your friend list and who you're following and who's following you. Because you could have some nasty ass motherfuckers following you. And when people come to your platform or whatever social media outlet it is, they'll see your name and it'll say such and such following such and such. And I ain't on that shit. So if anybody see my name attached to some bullshit, I didn't put it there. It's not supposed to be. So, because like I said, that's why I said parasitic profiles. When I say that, I mean they're pictures. They'll trick you. They'll follow you with one picture and then change it. And then they'll either hide their tweets and then you'll see it later. That's why you have to keep check on who you're following and who's following you. Because like I said, I spent about an hour deleting and blocking, unfollowing, muting, real shit. Because I'm serious with this. This is not a game to me, and I've had some very, as well as my family, like I said, my mom, my dad, grandparents, auntie, my cousins, my brother, my sister. I've gotten a little something from everyone in my family, even if it was some negative thing. Some things, it was because of me. You know what I'm saying? When you get up in levels and you understand, you will look back and you be like, okay, we got to look at the positive things in our family. I know some of us have issues in our families, but try our best to pull the positive things from our family, because we wouldn't be here. A lot of our qualities and gifts and different things that a lot of us that are awakened these days, gifts and things that we know how to do, a lot of parts of it, some of it is from different parts of our family, here and there. That's how the God works. Real God, not this false shit. Because when you believing in false things, and especially if you call yourself, only thing we do follow is God, because that's the true leader. But if you are following a false God, that's what will lead you into dark shit. That's why you got to stick to that real shit. It's more than just saying it. It gets real at some point if you begin to influence others and you want to reach and teach and you start getting into a space where you get people to start to engaging with you. God is not going to play with you. I'm telling you, if you have the gift of influence and lifting others, God, the real God now, is not going to play with you. Great Divine is not going to play with you. So any test that come at you, you better deflect it. You better don't try that sneaky shit. Great Divine sees all. And if you see something that's not right, talk about it. Expose it. Don't let that shit just lay and no. Don't be like these fucking parasites out here that's hiding in the dark and doing dumbass shit. I bet you they got a fucked up life. And I don't even have to be a psychic to know that. Because, like I said a few minutes ago, and I say all the time, when one compromise oneself, you not only affect yourself, you also affect those in your circle. Children, family, significant other, those we in the circle with in the world, even online. Because you're carrying that shit in your soul. Even if you're not face-to-face with someone, even if you just FaceTiming, they can see the energy in your face. If you're doing something demonic and trying to shield it and hide it, it will pop out sooner or later. Like I said about the analogy I gave about Venom, movie Spider-Man. It'll pop out. I'm telling you, that shit is nothing to play with. People who, like I said, want to alter themselves and do what the fuck they want to do and don't give a fuck about righteous things of life and don't realize that they're going to get older one day, those are the type of individuals you have to stay the fuck away from. Because a person with no awareness or no focus and just living willy-nilly through life and don't give a damn about nothing, have no accountabilities, stay the fuck away from them. Real talk. If they don't want to learn, they don't want to change, and all they have is corruption and chaos, stay the fuck away from them. Because you can't grow if somebody else don't want to grow. They'll just pull your ass down. So that's why I came up with this title, Parasitic Profiles. Be aware. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling my listeners, people who view, people who have social media outlets, I'm telling you to be aware, and I'm telling the evil entities to be aware of brothers and sisters like me, because we ain't fucking playing. We gonna fight off demons, you know? Like I say, God is not nothing soft. The real God, not this false shit. And you have, not all Christians now, you have some Christians that ain't taking no crap. That's tough. I'm not a Christian, but I used to be one, so I can relate. But you have those Christians that just, everything be, it's okay, and just do this. And no, you can be like that sometimes, but you got to pick your battles, especially when it comes to this psychological shit in the world and on this social media. So, and I had to speak on this because, I don't want, like I said, I don't want dark shit attached to my motherfucking name, to my fucking name. Real talk. I don't play that shit. I don't do that nasty shit. I love sisters. Emphasis on that. I love sisters. I always have, and I'm not going to say that I've always just dated sisters. I've dated outside sisters, but that was way back in the day. When I just wasn't aware, but now I love my sisters, that's, I like Tupac said, got my name from a sister, got my game from a sister. So I came from a sister, and I'm going to leave with a sister. But of course, I'm going to leave this world by myself, as I heard a brother say. But the last person or being that will be by my side as far as a significant other will be a sister, as well as my children, family, so on and so forth, But that nasty dark shit, hell no. Because I want to leave love in one's footprints. I don't want to be known, because I'm telling you, when things, as we can see out here in this social media land, things with this celebs, with this stuff with Tupac and P. Diddy, and I don't usually say names, but I see things that's going on in the media too. But we can't become so consumed by it and so distracted by it when you got these parasites underneath that's just doing all kind of shit while we distracted. That's what we got to pay attention to, brothers and sisters. It's okay to speak on, celebs and stuff that's going on in the media, because they have affected some of our children and some of our youth. And, some people don't know how to dissect through some of this music and some of the things that some of these celebs do. So it's good that we got reachers and teachers out here. But as I always do, suggest, teach, and give advice. Just my teachers out here, or anybody that means well, don't become too consumed, because sometimes this media, this shit that be in the media, it can be parasitic too. Real talk. It can, this media can be a parasite. It just depends on the individual, how we use it. But it can be parasitic too. Because I'm telling you, as I said, the higher we go up in these levels, the sneakier this life will become. So that was my thought. Excuse me for the pause. That was just in my spirit. And I was actually going to talk about comedy today. And because I love comedy. And I'm going to do a podcast on my favorite comedians. And I'm going to talk a little bit about having a sense of humor and laughing and stuff. But that'll be on the next podcast. But I had to get this off my chest. I had to speak on it because it just blew my mind when I went on Twitter and saw the shit that I saw. Twitter is turned into a fucking, man, it's like I don't want to see that shit, man. I want to see positive things, And I have a lot of positive, people that follows me, and I follow, I got a lot of promoters and people with positive quotes, and it's a lot of that. But I'm telling you have to be careful, because it's always one or two, I don't know how many that sneak in there. I went through there as much as I could, try to filter out all the nasty, dark shit. So, like, again, my name, I don't want my name. You see my name attached to any bullshit, I didn't put it there. So, like I said, people be tricking you with these profile pictures. So, like I say, I'm not on no sneaky shit. I'm not on no bullshit. I'm with my brothers and sisters. I have learned from many, and I have endured too much and been through too much to give in to this devilish ass, fucked up ass world. So I'm with my righteous brothers and sisters out there, and I thank those that take the time to listen to a brother. Real talk, because I sit and I listen to people too. Sometimes we have to take the time to listen. So, and then I'm telling you, we have to meditate and take time and check things out so we can catch shit. Because this social media,
I'm telling you, fuck around and have your name out there and you ain't even doing nothing, So that's why we just have to check these outlets, friend lists. Just a little message I wanted to put out there. Parasitic profiles, beware. Because the righteous brothers and sisters, we generals out here. And we ain't fucking playing. So you evil ass entities, get fucking lost. It's over. It's over. It's over. So that's my thought. And I will always encourage. I will get aggressive sometimes. Because sometimes you got to get aggressive in this spiritual war. It's not a game out here sometimes. Like I say, we have fun, enjoy ourselves. We don't be serious all the time. I just kind of always got to say that. But you got to stay on point because shit'll catch you, especially when you're righteous. You got to be ready, So thank those that I'm thankful for those who are real that I learned from and put that fire in me. And I'll pass it on to the current subscribers, new subscribers. May that great divine bliss or bless you and protect you in this life and in this social media. Reachers and teachers that I have learned from. The real ones, they got the platforms out there that's real now. You know who you are, and I know who you are. May that great divine bliss or bless you and protect you in your life. And I honor my family. I honor your family. I honor my children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. Please keep that ultimate peace in your part of the world, wherever you are, right now. And parasitic, evil-ass entities, be gone. Brothers and sisters, salute, and my family, children, one.